few people had told me, you're being cast opposite Nasir Saab, you know. He's much older, so that'll put you in another bracket. You shouldn't do it. And I said, do you know the story? I didn't say it to them like that. But in my head, I was like, it makes absolute sense. I'm a hungry actor. I'm getting to do this sort of a sultry femme fatale for the first time.
I think you were even alluded to, if I'm not mistaken, as the Shah Rukh Khan of the movies. Am I right?
Yeah, I think something like someone said, yeah, she's a fourth Khan of the industry or something. And I do take that as a compliment. But having said that, I remember I cheekily said then, or maybe they're another Balan.
Welcome to Tellychakkar. I am Gayatri Gauri and we are here with a mission to rediscover magic on cinema with our talk show, Magic with GiGi. And none better than Miss Vidya Balan, the alluring but so spooky Manjulika. None better than Vidya to be here on the show with us. So Vidya, seriously, you were both scary as well as compassionate. I mean, that is a feat to achieve. So talking about our concept of the show, bringing back magic on cinema, starting with your role, iconic role, Manjulika, you had to probably reinvent what you had played yourself.
Right.
So can you just take us through your process of what did you think in your head about this character because you have to play it differently, right?
Right. I guess it's a different person this time around, right? There it was Avni who gets possessed by Manjulika, and here it's Malika who then gets possessed by Manjulika. But the tricky thing is that people already have a certain conception of Manjulika because of BB. Right, because of Bhool Bhulaiyaa. So I was like, what should I do to make it different? And then I realized I don't need to do anything to make it different because it's already different on paper. Like I said, it's a different person. Also, I'm a different actor. I'm a different person because it's been 17 years and it's a different director. It's a completely different world. Right, from Bhool Bhulaiyaa. So I think I honestly, Gayatri, I didn't have to really make an extra effort to make her different or play her differently. I think it happened organically, and yet, I think it was, to my mind, it was quite different. I approached it like it was a fresh, like it was a new role and a new film.
Okay. Song and dance and Vidya Balan have never been as synonymous.
Yes.
And you have changed that with this. I mean, the song has been iconic. The dance is even more iconic after your performance now.
Thank you.
Yeah, seriously. So, what did you do to bring that change in yourself also?
No, not really. I don't see myself as a dancer, Gayatri. But I did have the opportunity in Bhool Bhulaiyaa 1 to do Ami Je Tumhar, and that brought me a lot of love. People actually thought I was a dancer because of that. But I'm an actor primarily, and if the character requires me to dance, I will work at it. Like I did in the Dirty Picture also. So I've had very few of these, very few and far between. But here, when I was signed on to do the film, it was supposed to be just me in the song. And then Madhuri ma'am said yes to the film, and I knew the moment she said yes, I said, oh God, they're going to suggest that we both do it together. So I said, okay, will you give me enough rehearsal time? And they said, yeah, we'll give you enough rehearsal time. But guess what, the song didn't come for, we kept waiting for the song, but they were reworking the song, right? So, and that was taking very long. So finally, by the time I got the song, I was already promoting Lower Do Pyar. So I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do it? But I said, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to be sharing screen with Madhuri in a dance. let me work hard so that I'm able to enjoy the shoot, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, yeah. So what did you do? Did you hire a dance teacher or
No,
something
no.
like that?
I had Chinni Prakash Master's assistant, Monisha, who lives in Bangalore. She flew down, and she was available to me whenever I wanted to rehearse in those 2 weeks. And that's what I did. So I rehearsed with his assistant.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. But she's a classical dancer.
Yeah.
She's trained in many forms, but primarily a Bharatanatyam dancer. So she helped me through it.
Yeah. So kudos to you for taking on that challenge and really surprising everyone probably.
Thank
and
you.
yourself. Do you think you surprised yourself also?
Not
Or
really.
you were like,
I think I was just happy about the fact that I felt I gave it my best.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the experience of shooting with Madhuri ma'am for the song. I'm loving that, I'm loving that people have reacted with so much love and appreciation.
Yeah.
I love it.
The promo was all about the song, and as an audience also I can say that we were just waiting for that song to come. We were waiting for the scenes to come. And talking about your characters, Silk, which you've just mentioned, you have been playing really iconic characters like Vidya Bakshi or Silk and now Manjulika. And frankly, it's really these iconic characters have started and ended with you. And maybe they were Sita or Geeta, or an occasional Millie. The characters who have stayed with us, who have been memorable. Why do you think that has stopped? And do you feel that has stopped bringing that additional magic on screen?
I don't know. I think there have definitely been more characters than we've just recounted. But I think, for the longest time, they weren't really writing roles for women. After that phase where you had Hema Malini and Jaya Bachchan and Rekha and Shabana Azmi and Smita Patil, after that there was a lull for a long time when female roles were written with a certain indifference and almost invisibility. That began to change again in the 2000s, and I'm so glad because I joined the movies in 2005, and I think it was about being at the right place at the right time. I think women all over the world had begun to assert themselves more, had begun to demand that we be seen, and I think we'd begun to try to own our space. I think we're still in the process of doing that, which is why I'm saying it, but I think that's what saw reflection on screen. And I was hungry. I am hungry as an actor, so I grabbed those opportunities that came my way at that time. So I think, which is why I think they were all the characters I've played so far have had a certain identity. When you write a character with identity, it's not forgotten.
But Vidya, you brought in something additional to playing either a Vidya Bakshi or a Manjulika. What would you say you did that really brought that magic on screen come alive? Just trying to discover what is it, that magical element that an actor brings on screen.
Thank you so much, but I really don't have an answer to that,
Okay.
I think I've invested and committed to whatever I've done 1,000%. At least tried to. But I think it's also maybe the fact that I was happy owning center stage.
Okay.
Because these characters allowed for that. The stories revolved around them.
Yes.
Maybe it's that, maybe it's maybe I was okay being hero.
I'm happy about
Maybe.
Yes.
I don't know, even I'm just thinking about it at the moment. But because it was just, cinema was ripe for that, our society was ready for that. And it all just happened, the energy is just aligned when things are meant to happen. That's what happened, I think.
Yeah, I remember after you came out with the Dirty Picture and your line became iconic on Entertainment. I think you were even alluded to, if I'm not mistaken, as the Shah Rukh Khan of the movies. Am I right?
Yeah, I think
something like
someone said, yeah, she's a fourth Khan of the industry or something, and I do take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
But having said that, I remember I cheekily said then, or maybe they're another Balan.
That's a good one, yes.
but I think I'm still long way ahead before I can claim to be in the position of the Khans. That's the reality.
Do you believe that the magic that we had in the times of Guide, or even a more recent, let's say, Dil Wale Dulhaniya is the last one I mean, because it's still running in the theatres, it becomes memorable. Movies that become memorable, even Munna Bhai was memorable. Do you think that magic is missing on the cinema screen today?
No, I don't think so. I think there have been, of course, Guide is a classic that cannot be touched.
Yeah.
But having said that, I just feel that, people's attention spans are much shorter now. So, firstly, it's difficult to get them to watch any one thing from beginning to end.
Right.
And then to repeat watches, very rarely do these things happen.
Yeah.
Because there are so many options today. So I think it's a different world.
Yeah.
Therefore, I think that has compromised the longevity of anything. Nothing's been able to, I think nothing has that long-lasting impact. But only time will tell what goes on to become a classic.
Okay.
That requires time.
Yeah.
So I think it's maybe, like you said, Dilwale, and maybe there have been a few other films post Dilwale also. Even though they're not running in theatres, still I do think that there have been some films that have, really lived on beyond their time in the theatre.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that will happen.
Yes. So in this changing landscape of the cinema with the advent of social media, you have stayed very with the times and relevant. Is there anything consciously that you did to stay so?
No, I actually, I was a very reluctant social media user for the longest time. Until I started watching these comedy reels, and I love comedy.
Yeah.
So I started doing them, and it started bringing me so much love. So I said, Acha. So it's great because I enjoy doing this. I'm not having to force anything. I can't be making a cup of tea or an omelette at home and have the camera capture me. Firstly I don't make tea and an omelette, but you know what I mean. But I'm very private a person, so I was not okay with putting myself out there, my personal life out there, or engaging in other ways that were not authentic to me, But this felt like fun. And I started doing it and it's worked. So I don't think it was a conscious attempt in any way. It was just that for me everything needs to be organic. This felt organic, this happened organically.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah, so your performances also do reflect that,
Oh, thank you.
There's some amount of spontaneity as well, and that, in these times, people are not really taking risks, which is why we are falling back on known names as such, or known established films with a franchisee or something. But Vidya, you have always taken risks. So is there some role that you can think of where you were advised not to take up and yet you went ahead? And
I think two of the roles that, actually three. One was Ishqiya, where you remember, I remember a few people had told me you're being cast opposite Nasir Saab, he's much older, so that'll put you in another bracket, you shouldn't do it. And I said, do you know the story? I didn't say it to them like that. But in my head I was like, it makes absolute sense. I'm a hungry actor, I'm getting to do this sort of a sultry femme fatale for the first time. So I just grabbed it. But there were a few people who, who did who thought they were forewarning me.
Okay.
But thankfully, you know, it worked out well. And then the Dirty Picture, they said, oh, you have an image of, you know, the girl next door image, and now if you do the Dirty Picture and it backfires, then, you know, you won't have a career. And I was like, what image? I've just started my career. You know, I'm not married to an image. I'm an actor who's wanting to be different people. So again, I didn't pay heed to, I appreciate anyone who has an opinion, but it's for me to finally decide.
But you proved everybody wrong.
Thankfully, I think it's about faith and conviction, you know, in what you do.
So we'll end this segment with just a last few on how-tos, because you've become quite an inspiration. So how to not cook an omelette or something.